Welcome to Big B's Sports Talk, and I am here with none other than, I tell you what, you introduce yourself to the people.
Hey y'all, I'm Katelyn Brown, and I play basketball at Winterburg High School.
Okay, is there any other sports you play?
I run track.
Okay, I heard you do a little volleyball as well. Is
Yes,
that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, since this is Big B's Sports Talk, let's talk sports. And let's talk about basketball specifically, because you know that's my favorite sport. So, many people have been talking about Katelyn Brown. And I want to say, great year you've had. By the way, y'all, she's a sophomore. And so that means you'll be graduating in 2026.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. So I'm looking you up on Max Preps, and what I see right here, you played 14 games.
Yes, ma'am.
And you averaged 18.9 points a game.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. You also had 2.1 assists per game. You had 6 rebounds per game, 4.5 steals, and zero point 0.1 blocks.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. So let's talk about how you got to this point. So my first real question is, how did you even get started playing basketball?
Well, I started when I was, what grade? I think I was in the 4th grade. It was at Recreation Center in Chillsburg, Alabama. And then my dad had signed me up because he heard somebody talking about it. And then the first practice I went to, I was nervous. But then I had started liking it, and I knew basketball was for me. And I was just going to love it.
Okay. So I've been around. I've seen you in action since you was a little teeny bobber. And did you or did you not used to play with the boys?
I did.
Okay, because, we from a small town, so sometimes they don't have girls' teams in the recreations. So you played with an all-boys team. You was the only girl. Okay. And yet and still you got good playing time, right?
Yep.
All right. You was one of the hardest working players on the team, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, who was your coach at that point in time?
His name was David Lee.
Shout out to David Lee. We see you out there, David Lee. Also, as you was beginning to play basketball and you started to progress in this sport, what made you feel like that this was going to be the sport for you?
Like every year I would play, I would get better and better. And then I was like, man, I really love it. So I got to keep on working.
Did you see anyone like on TV that gave you some form of inspiration to keep playing basketball?
I like Candace Parker. I watch her, and she really inspired me a lot.
Okay. Well, that's pretty awesome. Well, let's talk about this last dance that you guys had. You guys made it to the Sweet 16. You made it to the Sweet 16 last year also, correct? Okay, well, this game, it was a very interesting game. I didn't go to the game per se, but I watched it live. And I must say, KB, you came out on fire. So was your soul burning the night before? You were ready?
Yeah, I was just urgent, like ready.
You was ready. And what thoughts were going through your mind when you got out on that floor and y'all was going through pregame?
I was just like, man, I want to win.
Okay. You wanted to win, so you were willing to what? Put it all on the floor? Do whatever
Sacrifice.
it took? That's right. And speaking of sacrifice, let's just give the people a little bit of information about sacrificing. So that means you have to do what? Show up to practice on time?
Put in the work. You got to be on practice on time. Be early. Matter of fact, you got to be real early. You got to let your coach know you want it. You just got to love it. Love what you do.
Okay. And as far as practice, do you practice outside of practice?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I mean, I'm just speaking from the past, but let's talk about the future. Like, do anybody have to make you go practice?
No. Not at all.
This is something that's just burning in your soul.
Yes.
Huh?
Like I want to do it myself.
Okay, cool. So let's get back to the last dance. You guys played Skyline, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So y'all familiar with Skyline?
Mhm.
Yeah, you know one thing. Let me say this about Skyline: those girls never give up.
Mm-mm.
Like I don't care. They made a lot of mistakes
Mhm.
in this game. In my very strong opinion, they were not ready how you guys started out.
They wasn't at all.
I don't think they thought that you guys were gonna come as ready as you were because for one reason you guys are so young.
Mhm.
Okay, so I know you guys started two sophomores and three eighth graders.
Yup.
Wow, man, that is mind blowing. And you clearly are one of the sophomores, which kind of make you a team leader, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, these girls are in the eighth grade, you're in the 10th, so they watching you because you've been here before. What grade did you start playing with the varsity?
7th grade.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you've been doing this 3 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And y'all went to the Sweet 16, what, 2 years or just 1 year?
1 year.
1 year. Okay, which was last year. Okay, wait. Last year and the year before that, y'all went to the Elite 8, didn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we're going to stick to this Sweet 16, though.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I noticed when you got in the game, well, when you start your game off, you was in attack mode. It seemed as if you had no fear. Is that correct? You didn't feel nothing. You just felt like playing. Like I'm gonna give it all I got. So you had 18 points at the halftime,
Yes, ma'am.
and I think you may have missed maybe 2 shots.
2 free throws.
So, how did that make you feel as you're going up and down the court and you're hitting these shots? Like, what was going through your mind?
It made me feel good because like they was laying off me, and I felt like that was a little disrespect as them saying that I'm not gonna do nothing, and then I just felt like I had to take it to them.
Okay. So, and I agree with you because if you're not gonna guard me, that means you're saying, hey, she ain't gonna do nothing. So, all right. And I want to say you guys, y'all were tied up at halftime, wasn't it? I mean, like I said, both teams made some mistakes. Winterburg got in foul trouble pretty early, which was an advantage to Skyline. But Skyline made a lot of mistakes themselves. And what did your coach tell you at halftime?
She was just like, we doing good. We just got to keep playing, and we got to fix our mistakes.
And let's give a shout out to Coach. Can you tell everybody what your coach name is?
Rebecca Williams.
Shout out to Coach Rebecca Williams. Hopefully I can get an interview from her sometime soon. But you guys came out. To me, it seems as if you guys didn't quite have the same intensity in the second half as you did in the first half. Now, I'm not saying that you guys weren't ready to play. I'm just saying that, you know, Skyline, I feel like they felt like it was time. We got to really act now. We got to put them away. So at one point in time, I seen 3 girls on you. So do you think that part of their strategy was to stop Katelyn Brown?
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely. And, you know, as a young team, you guys, y'all adjusted pretty well. But, you know, at the end of the day, you guys are a young team.
Yep.
You know, and when you're young, you know, you're going to do things because it's your first time being in this position. You know, so once again, I applaud you guys. Y'all guys did really, really well, especially to be as young as you guys are. And at the end of the day, you guys will be back.
Yep.
Do that make you feel like excited? Because you know that you guys will be back for 2 more years?
It makes me feel really good.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you guys made a few mistakes here and there, but those things can be corrected.
Mm-hmm.
Those things can be corrected. So let me ask you this. What is one of your biggest assets to the team?
Mm, I would say talking.
Okay, so you keep your teammates motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
And like my hypeness, like getting the team up.
Yeah, that's definitely something that the team need. You know, you keep the morale going, because if a person make a mistake on your team, but they got someone to come over and say, "Hey, that's all right. Just get them next time. Keep your eyes focused." You know, that could definitely change the game.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: what is something that you feel like you're gonna work on a little bit more to improve for next year?
For sure, my left hand.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, for sure, your left hand. All right, all right, all right. Well, I got something I want to show you, and when you see this, I want you to tell me, how does this make you feel when you see this?
It makes me feel pretty good knowing I'm in the newspaper.
Okay, okay. So, looking at that, do you have any regrets?
No, not at all.
Because you feel like you gave it all you had?
Yes, I laid my heart out.
Okay, okay, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Turn it around and show the people what we looking at. Okay, okay, that's pretty cool right there. So as I'm watching the game, I'm listening to the commentators talk, and you know what they said about you? They called you the general.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what that make you feel like?
It made me feel like I'm somebody. Like,
Okay, so that means that you definitely got to stay in that position.
mm-hmm.
That means you got to lead, and you got to also be somebody that your teammates can depend on, and just keep an all-around a good attitude. Is that something that you're doing right now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, and one reason why I wanted to also interview you is to also let people know that, yes, you play sports, but you're also a good student.
Yes, ma'am.
So, let the people know how much you like school. What about school do you like the best?
I like seeing my friends every day, and I just like doing my work, just getting out the way, and then going to basketball practice.
I know that's right. Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. My favorite thing was lunch. Yeah, so, lunch, then basketball. But, so from what I understand, you make good grades. So that means that you're focused.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Who is your favorite basketball player right now?
What's the guy? Malaysia from South Carolina.
Malaysia from South Carolina. Okay. I know who Malaysia is.
And Katelyn Clark.
And Caitlin Clark. Now, both of those ladies are, they some serious. Now, I got to check Malaysia out a little bit more than Caitlin, because Caitlin is always in my news feed. She's always breaking records, and I feel like that's something you can do as well. If you stay focused, I guarantee you, if you talk to her today, she's going to tell you that she is more focused now than ever. For one thing, because guess what? They lost that championship last year. And they'll be back. It's going to be interesting to see what happened this year. It's definitely going to be interesting. Well, is there anybody out there that you want to give a shout out to? Someone who has held you down as you're going through these sports, and someone that's just always keeping you hype. It doesn't have to be just one person. It can be a few people.
I'll say my dad and my mom.
Okay, that's pretty awesome right there. Because one thing about mom and dad, they gonna stand behind you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right. Well, before we end this interview, is there any words of wisdom you can tell any other little girls that's probably coming up playing basketball that's watching Katelyn Brown?
If you want it, you got to work for it, and you got to have no days off.
Okay. Even on the days off, you can't be off.
You can't be off. Nope.
Let's put in perspective real quick for the people. So, what time do you get out of school?
3 o'clock.
What time does practice start?
3:15.
What time does practice end?
Around about 5:30.
You see that? You got to be putting that work in. And another thing, when you're playing basketball, another thing that you got to start thinking about is your fundamentals.
It's very important.
Very, very important. And when we say fundamentals, let's dribbling, passing.
Good IQ.
That's right. Basketball IQ. That means seeing your teammates up and down the floor, know when it's time to pull back, know when it's time to run a fast break,
Yep.
Know when it's time to go for the steal. And another thing, rebounding.
Yes, that's a
Very, very important. Boxing out. Very, very important. And to me, the number one thing is a good attitude.
Yes.
I've always told any athlete, a coach does not want to deal with a bad attitude.
No.
They'll rather take an average player and polish them good with a good attitude than have a great player with a bad attitude.
Yes.
So that's something that everybody needs to think about out there. If you're playing any sports, you definitely want to keep a good attitude. So, so we play volleyball, we run track, and we play basketball.
Well, I used to play volleyball. I don't play anymore.
Okay, you used to play volleyball. Okay, well let's give a shout out to the volleyball coach, and we're gonna give a shout out to the track coach as well. And let's see, is there anything else that we need? Oh, one more thing. So, usually after a game, whether it's a win or it's a loss, is there anything that you tell your teammates after the game?
Yeah, I'd be like, if we won, I'd be like, we did good, but it's still stuff we need to work on. If we lost, I'd be like, we're just going to put this one behind us, and we're going to work on the stuff we need to fix.
Okay, that's good. And are you thinking about pursuing basketball as a career after school?
Yes, most definitely.
So you're looking to definitely get a scholarship, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there any schools that you personally just looking at, got an eye on that you like, I would like to be at that school?
I like Jacksonville State University and Alabama University.
Oh, all right. I like both of those schools. Those both are some top tier schools. So if you're out there paying attention, Alabama University, Jacksonville State University, you got your girl right here, Katelyn Brown. She's a point guard, and she also is a shooting guard. So we would just like to thank you here at Big B Sports Talk for coming through. And I just want to also give you a word of wisdom. Don't let anyone or anything hold you back. Always stay focused. There's always room for improvement. But if it's something that you want to do, you stay focused and you can do it.
Stay positive.
That's right. That's right. All right, Katelyn Brown, thank you for coming through once again.
You're welcome.
And we definitely will be watching you in the future. Do you have anything coming up anytime soon that you want to tell the people about? Maybe they can come check you out?
I am going to be running track. So, y'all, we be running in Lincoln, Sylacauga, and the Oxford. So, y'all should come check us out.
Okay, so you guys, she goes to Winterboro High School, so check her out. You can go on their page. You probably can get the schedule off of the page, and yeah, go check her out. So track, basketball, and used to do volleyball. That's awesome. Well, Katelyn, you have a blessed one, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.